How y'all doing, YouTube family? Listen, YouTube, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, like everything. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you're new. Subscribe. If you're a big basketball fan, you're a big Kobe fan, subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. Listen, the guy in the comments said, bro, I know you're a Kobe diehard, but saying that Shaq hurt Kobe legacy is off. They won 3 championships together. He would listen. Boo-hoo that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Shaq ruined Kobe Bryant individual legacy. I can say it a million times. A lot of them fools that's Shaq was Kobe sidekick. Y'all still gonna say that dumb stuff. But this the real. This how it happens. Everybody know Kobe got drafted by the Lakers. He didn't get drafted by the Lakers. He got drafted by the Charlotte Bobcats. Used to be the Charlotte Hornets, I believe. He got drafted by them. It was a deal by Jerry West worked in the back before the draft happened that, hey, we want to trade for Kobe. They traded Vlade Divac for Kobe. All right? So Kobe goes to, instead of going to Charlotte, where he could have put up a lot of points, or the New Jersey Nets, where he should have went with Coach Calipari. But he was like, man, it's a 17-year-old kid. We gonna get laughed at. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really. He was the youngest person ever. You know, it was a man game at the time. It wasn't too many guys coming out the NBA, so they're like, nah, we're not gonna take our chances with that. The Clippers should have had him. It's Clippers. They said, nah, the league gonna laugh at us. We already laughing stock of the NBA, dropping a 17-year-old scrawny kid that got skills, but nah. So Jay West said, nah, this was gonna be special. Let me grab him. I'm gonna partner him up with Shaq for the long run. So he get drafted by the Lakers at 17 years old. He couldn't even sign his contract. His coach, I think his coach, Derek Harris, he didn't play him. He's like, man, he like Derek Harris, like the rest of the league. I'm gonna do this little 17-year-old kid. I got Eddie Jones, Van Exel. He gonna come off the bench. Barely got playing time. Barely got played. Averaged 7 points that first season at age 17 when he turned 18. He turned 18 in August. So he was 18, averaging 7 points. The very next season, when the fans can vote for the All-Star game, he averaged almost 16 a game. He was a starter in the All-Star game because he was voted on by the fans and the coaches and the players. So it was a connection. The fans voted him as a starter. That's when Michael Jordan said, "That little Laker ball gonna take everybody 1-on-1." And Grant Hill like, I ain't going for that. I can't jump with that boy. All the greats looking at the ball like, this ball gonna be good. He think basketball 1-on-1. He don't let the game come to him. That's what Jordan said. And damn it, he was right at that point in time. So you got great saying that about Kobe. So his very next season, he ended up starting that. I think they lose to San Antonio. Then the next year, he goes to 22.5 points a game. They win the finals. And Shaq was clearly the best player. Kobe got hurt. That's not my point. My point is this. If Kobe didn't have Shaq, he would have had more scoring titles. That's like having Jordan with Wilt Chamberlain. He would have more scoring titles. Kobe would have had. Kobe got 2 scoring titles. Kobe would have won 5, 6. If he would have went to the New Jersey Nets or the Charlotte Hornets, or if he would have went to LA by himself without Shaq, because they didn't get no MVPs. They only got 1 MVP between each other because they played with each other and they canceled each other. That was so great with each other. They didn't want to give the MVP to each other. They give it to somebody else, and that's what happened with KD and Golden State and stuff. That would happen with a lot of the other great players we see when they play with each other. Joel Embiid and James Harden now, even though James Harden ain't that great. KD and Kyrie, they don't want to get to him because they the bad guy. Because they the bad guy of the NBA, they don't like them. KD is the same thing Kobe did in the 07 X for a trade, and then they don't give him MVP. But KD is balling right now. I digress. KD should be top 2, top 3 MVP conversation, but that's he probably the real MVP. But I digress. So Kobe scored 20. Kobe only had 2 50-point games I can remember. He had a 56-point game against the Memphis Grizzlies, Paul Gasol, and Shane Battier, when Shaq was out the game. And then he scored 55 on Jordan, 42 in the first half. That's the only 2 games I remember Kobe scored 50 points. One of them, Shaq wouldn't even play. The lane was wide open. He was getting dunks and layups. They got to understand, Kobe's had resorting to a jump shooter, and the mid-range jump shooter got stronger on his jump shot in his mid-range game because you had Shaq, you had 2 other guys to finish Shaq, so he had to play one-on-one style perimeter basketball. So when Shaq was out one game against the Memphis, he went bonkers, 56. That was his career high. And then 2002, he dropped 55. He had 9 threes. Shaq played that game. He had 9 threes in that game. So if you take it, so that's only 2 games in the 8 season he played with Shaq. 2 games of 50 points. You take it in 8 years. When Shaq left, he scored 23 50-point games and 6 60-point games. He haven't had a 60-point game playing with Shaq. He had 6 60-point games. 20. If you take away 8 years with Shaq, and then you say, what about 3 championships? Well, he won 2 championships without Shaq. He won 2 championships without Shaq in the later stage of his career, in his later prime. So I'm quite sure he'd have won more championships in his early days if you had another all-star player like Paul Gasol. All he needs is one all-star player. He needed a top 75 player. He needed just an all-star caliber player. They supposed to give him Jason Kidd. They didn't want to give Jason Kidd. He supposed to play with KG. KG, that didn't happen. So if any one of them players, Jason Kidd or KG, in the early part of his, when he was in his prime, he would have won most. He would have won by. I think Kobe still won 5 or 6 championships. If we would have came out playing by himself, I think he would have won 6 scoring titles, 6+ scoring titles. I think he would have averaged at least 29 a night. If he would have came in the league, jacking up shots like LeBron, AI, Kevin Durant did, been a minute on the team, I think he would at least average 29 30 points. He would have at least 29 30 points in his career. Would have won 6 scoring titles. Would have won 5 MVP, 4 to 5 MVPs, and would have had. He got 121 40-point games. I think he would at least had close to 200. Would have close to 100. I think he would have had 40 50-point games. I think he had 40 50-point games and 10 careers. We had at least 15 career 60-point games. I think Kobe had 15 career 60-point games and 40 career 50-point games and like 180 to 240-point games and over 1,000 30-point games easily. And the average would have averaged 29 to 30 points a night if he didn't play with Shaq. If he didn't play with Shaq, just think of that. Take away Shaq and all the scoring load he had to share with Shaq, the dominance he had to show with Shaq. Kobe would have went to New Jersey or the Charlotte Bobcats. He would have, and then eventually he would have won because he eventually won 2. People forget about, and I'm gonna make a video about how Shaq averaged 13 points a night, the 3rd leading scorer on his 4th championship. But I digress. Yeah, we're gonna forget about that, huh? Dwayne Wade and Antoine Walker was the 2 leading scorers, and Shaq averaged a measly 13 points, but he was dominant. Okay, yeah, that's my opinion. He would have been a perennial all-star. He'd been all first team a lot of time. He would have had. Just think about it. The man averaged 30 points with Shaq on his team. He averaged 20.5 with Shaq on his team. The man averaged 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists with Shaq on his team. The man had 9 straight 40-point games with Shaq on his team. This is facts I'm giving y'all. Y'all like, subscribe. I'm out.